Hi, my name is Ganesh Ramcharan, and I will be going over the homework. Homework 1, question 1 to 11. So, getting straight into it. Homework 1 was to create a document that uses an image as an email link. So, we start off with the document type, which is HTML. HTML, which is the language we're using. Head. So, what goes in head is top here, like what you want to be displayed in here. For that, we use title, which I named it homework 1 underscore question 1. And as you can see here, that's the name of that head, of that title. So then in the body, it'll show what you want to be displayed on the actual web page. So P stands for paragraph, which I said click on the image to send an email to. Click on the image to send an email. href is like a hyperreference link, and to send the email, you will have to put double quotes mail to colon and the email, whoever it is. In this case, I put my email. Image src, image source. You put the name of the image and the file, what type of file it was. So I put the name of my picture was team underscore SpongeBob dot JPEG, which was the file of the image. The width I gave it was 100 in width, 150 in height, and if the picture didn't load in this case, it would say Team SpongeBob. And then when I click on it, it goes straight to that email that I had put, which was my email. On to question number 2. Creating a website was 5 of my daily websites that I use. So then, as again, we start off with document type HTML. HTML is the language. What is the title of the head I'm giving it? So the title of the head I'm giving it is homework 1 underscore question 2. As we can see here, homework 1 question 2. Then in the body, what will be displayed on the web page? H1, which is header 1. The header ranges from H1 to H6. H1 being the largest header there is, H6 being the smallest. I've put my favorite daily deal websites, as we can see here. P, which stands for paragraph, and then strong. Whatever strong basically means bolding whatever sentence or word. So in this case, click on any link below to view the websites I visit every day. That's one paragraph bolded, as you can see right here. And then I made each of these links their own paragraph. As again, href is hyperreference link. So I put the link https whatever instagram.com, and I named it Instagram, TikTok, Daily Horoscope, YouTube, SoundCloud. It doesn't matter what I really name these. Like, I could change Daily Horoscope to just Horoscope, and it will still take me to this website here. So as we see, that takes me to my horoscope. This takes me to YouTube, and yeah, this will take me to TikTok. So on to homework number 3. Question number 3. That was just basically create an unordered list of the examples presented in this chapter. So we start off document type HTML, the language, which is HTML, the title of the head, which I named homework 1 question 3, and in the start in the body I made a header 1, which is Chapter 2 Intro to HTML5 Part 1, which was the name of the chapter that this specific question required. Then another paragraph, so it skips, it has that little space here, as you can see, header 1, and then paragraph, paragraph, which gives it that little space here. Click on any link to view that file. And then UL stands for unordered list, and LI stands for list. So whatever's in UL and have LI will pop up as a bullet point because it's an unordered list. So that would just require bullet points. And as again, hyperreference link, we're referencing from my computer, my file, where this is located, and the name of it. So I just named it first HTML5 example, and all the examples that were used in this chapter, and then I ended the unordered list. So in this case, let's say we wanted to see the unordered list example that was from chapter 2. You could simply just click on it, and it takes you and shows you that that example. So this was the unordered list. These are the favorite sites. These are schools nearby. Now on to question 4. Question 4 was to create a table that was like figure 2.18 using EM and strong. So as I said before, strong is like bold. Strong is considered bolding the word or sentence, and EM is putting it into italics. Whoever knows what italic is. So as I go down, I'll show you. So as again, doc type HTML, the document type HTML, which is the language we're using, and the title of the head is homework 1 _ question 4. So to start off the table, we will just have to put table. I made it a little more specific. You wouldn't need all of this, but the table border equals 3. How thick I want the border to be. The style of it. So in this case, the height is 500 and the width is 600. And then we start off with the table head. TR is considered table row. So we gave the first table a row span of 4 table columns, and I gave it a header, and I bolded it objectives. I made an unordered list, so each bullet point, which is LI, is 1 bullet point. So the first bullet point is to be able to create rows and columns of data. The second bullet point, to be able to control the display and formatting of data, and the third bullet point, to be able to create and use forms. Then I made a next paragraph, which I put in italics, which is EM, which says, yeah, from the table of my memory, I'll wipe away all trivial font and records. And then another paragraph, which is William Shakespeare, the author, the person who said that quote. Then we ended the table. Going to the next table row, I also gave it a row span of 4. The image source, which is camel.png, the name of the file is camel, and the type of file it was is a PNG file, and I gave it a width of 300 and a height of 200. And since the picture did not show up as well for some reason, I just named it picture of camel, and then I ended it. So in this case, EM is considered italics, strong is bolding, and that was how to create a table. Then homework number 5, question number 5, I'm sorry, is to create another table shown in figure 2.19. So for that, it was to make this small table here. So we started off with the document type HTML. The language will be using HTML. The title of the head is homework 1, question 5. Then header 1, which is the biggest heading there is. I made it bold, table example page. Then to start the body, I started with making my table border a size 3. The caption is basically like the name of the table. So in this case, I named the table, here is a small sample table. Then in the table head, which is T head, TR, which is T row, and TH, which is what you're putting in the table head, I put this is the table head. Then T body, what will be in the body of that table, and this is the body. TD is just to input that. And then T foot, at the very end of the table, this is the table foot, which I made it bold because that is how it was in the example figure 2.19. And now on to question number 6, which was to create a campus feedback form. So the document type is HTML. HTML is the language. Named it homework 1, question 6. H1, the header 1, campus feedback form. Paragraph, please fill out this form to help us improve your campus. And basically this form will be going to this website here, and it's hidden so the user can't see. Like it says input type equals hidden. That basically means the person filling out this form can't see who's it really going to. So yeah, now to start it off, I made a paragraph and the label, so I labeled it name, so the person knows that this is where they would have to input their name. And then input name equals name, which is just like this box will be name. The type equals text. Type equals text, which is they will see whatever they type, which I didn't have to do that. I could just left it as hidden, so when they typed it in, they wouldn't see their name pop up. They would see like just bullet points coming up instead of the actual letters. And the size, they have a 30 character length. And then same thing for campus name. That specific box is named campus. The type is text, so they'll be able to see what they're typing. And I gave them a character length of 50. Also did the same thing with email. And then I bolded it. Things you like about your campus, strong. And I gave it a breaking point, which is BR. BR basically breaks and goes to the next line. It's like pressing enter in the middle of a paragraph, really. I labeled that campus. I labeled this specific as things you liked, and the type is checkbox, so they could check off how much more than one what they liked about the campus. They could either check one or they could check off as many as they like. So like such as campus, students, location, atmosphere, dorm rooms, and sports. Then what made you interested in this college? This they would only have one thing to pick. So friends, TV, internet, which is a radio button. Type equals radio instead of making it a checkbox. It's a radio. They only have certain one thing to pick, and I made a other box, and in this they could type what else made them, if these decisions didn't make them interested in the college, what did make them interested. And I made an additional comment box, the text area name, so this specific box name is named comments, and I gave it a size of 4 rows, 36 columns, and in the box I put enter comments here, and then input type submit, and clear will reset, so it will reset everything. So I could, this case, I like the campus, location, dorm rooms, TV, additional comments, I love SUNY OW, submit. It would take me to the website, and if not, I can just clear it out, start over. Going on to homework number 7. So homework number 7 was to create an optional college registration form. So again, the doc type is HTML, the document type is HTML, language is HTML, the title of the head is homework number 7. I made the header 1 college registration form with optional survey, and I made the first label, the first paragraph, first name, so the user knows to input their first name here. Input name, I named that specific box first name. Type, they could see what they're typing in, and the size, so they have a character length of 30. I did the same thing for last name and the same thing for telephone number. And year in college, they can pick what year they're in. So the option that will be naturally selected is NA. And they could also pick between freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, and they can submit it or clear it. In this case, I filled it out, but it would technically automatically be set to NA. As you can see, it's selected automatically to N-A. Now on to question 8. Question 8 is basically it would save what you searched recently, and like typing in whatever letters, storing that letter what you would search. So the document type is HTML. HTML is the language. The title of the head, H1, question 8. I started off with the head H1, header 1, naming an autocomplete form, and then the form method, which is basically how the form is going to be taken care of, how the form will be. Autocomplete is on, so as I said, if the person types in A, it'll bring up whatever they typed in with A. The label search, and the input type search, the search bar, placeholders, enter search, so it'll bring up what they had searched, what they searched before. So in this case, I searched up these numbers, but you can also type in like Jan, submit it, June, submit. That comes up here. But let's say you use this a lot. You could just input J. That narrows it down to these two, Jane and June, and I could always clear it out. Homework number 9, question number 9 was to create an autocomplete input, which contains the days of the week. So the document type HTML, the language we're using HTML. I made that little header called homework 1 question number 9, H1, which is header 1, autocomplete with days of the week. The form method, what type the method it will be. So the autocomplete is on, and I labeled it days of the week. So in this case, when the person clicks on the box, it'll already give them values they will need to pick. They could pick whatever days of the week they want. So I click on it, see that little arrow there, boom, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It picks the days of the week. The user could pick whatever day of the week they would want. And now on to question number 10. So question number 10 was to basically make like the textbook, put some of the textbook images. They gave us like a specific text, what they wanted for it, and where to input these pictures. So the first thing I did, document type was HTML. HTML is a language, and I named the title heading homework 1 question 10. In the body, so what will be this also be displayed, I put header 1 3.2.1 input type color, and the paragraph I input all of that, which is this right here, and I put in the image. For some reason the images aren't loading, so I just named it what they were, an alternative opera color input. H4, as I said, the headings go from H1 being the largest to H6 being the smallest. So H4 figure 3.2 inputting a color, and opera with the color pickle control. Then I made a paragraph, another paragraph, strong, which bolded whatever was in there. In this case it was autofocus attribute. BR, which is break, it would break to the next line, so which it did, and I inputted this information here. And as you can see, I use like at and m dash, which puts the dash. And as again, I put the image source, the name of the photo, and the type of photo it was. And yeah, I basically did that for all of them. Yeah. And then on to homework. On to question 11, which was basically modifying that same, which is modifying question 10 and adding the table for this right here, which is what I did. So everything stayed the same, and instead of having this, I made it into a table like this. And how did I do that? I started off with creating the table, making the border 3, the table head. In the table head, the table rows, I put input type and format. TH is basically each table, like what each head of the table will be called. So the first row is input type, and the second is format. Then T body, what will be inside the body of the table. And so for that first row, the first one under input type, it will be color. Under the second, it will be hexadecimal code, TD. And I did that basically for the whole table. And yeah, that is my code. That is my code for homework 1, question 1 to 11. Thank you, and I hope this helped informed you on what I did.